Okay. Go ahead and make your way into a comfortable supported seat. So sitting back in your chair, make sure that the back of your hips feels supported, maybe your low back, depending on the shape of your chair. It could just be the lower part of your spine, might be comfortable to lean all the way back. You'll see how you feel. Make sure that your feet are well planted, connecting to the ground, so that you have a sense of grounding through your feet, your thighs, your hips, everything that is receiving support from beneath you. Go ahead and close your eyes and begin to notice the breath, the process of noticing. It's interesting to see if we automatically change the way that we breathe when we bring our attention to the breath. It can be difficult to simply notice without changing it. See if you can. And as you're settling in and beginning to feel your body in space and feel the subtle movements of your breath, I want to share a very short poem by Hafiz, the great Sufi poet, that is, I think, very appropriate for these times. Out of a great need, we are all holding hands and climbing. Not loving is a letting go. Listen, the terrain around here is far too dangerous for that. Deepen your breath a little bit, beginning to expand through the ribs. And then go ahead and open your eyes and sit forward a bit on your chair so that you are sitting upright. I'm going to start a pranayama practice, a breath practice that it's called several different things, but for today I'm going to call it box breath. So I'm going to ask you to envision a box as you breathe. So you'll breathe in and up one side of the box. You'll hold your breath across the top of that box. You'll exhale down the other side, and you'll hold your breath out for the bottom of the box. So that's the pattern. And we'll take 4 counts for each side of the box, all right? So begin with just a nice deep breath in. Exhale the breath all the way out. And then inhale up the side of the box for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Let go and breathe naturally. Just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. And then begin to circle out through your neck. Maybe one more, and then we'll reverse directions. So go ahead and change directions now. And come right back to center. Reach your arms straight out in front of you with your palms facing the earth. I'll take my sweater off so I'm a little bit easier to see. Okay, arms out straight out in front of you from the shoulders, palms facing the earth. Sit tall, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And then as if you are moving through taffy or thick honey, begin to raise your arms all the way up overhead. Turn your palms out to face the sides. Press your arms down, again, as if you're moving through taffy or honey. And then circle them around so they're coming straight out of your shoulders again, and hover. So we're going to keep moving like that, slowly lifting up, moving through thick, viscous liquid or taffy, and bring it around and hover, shoulder height. Again, lift it up. Reach up as high as you can. Work the upper back muscles as well as the shoulders. Turn the palms out. Begin to press out. Move slowly. I know it's a lot of work to actually move slowly. It's a simple movement, but when you slow it down like this, you can really feel how the muscles are starting to work and hover. At least I can feel it. My shoulders are starting to talk to me. Lift up, press, come around, and hover. Last one. Lift up, really slow. Oh, the deltoids are starting to burn. Press them out. And circle them around out in front of you. And hover. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. I know it's hard. Inhale. Exhale. Relax your arms. Woo. Give them a little shrug up and down. Wiggle them around. Okay. Now, roll your shoulders back. Big circles. Scoop them up and around. One more. Okay, draw your right arm across your body. Hold at the forearm and pull it over to the left. And then just be sure that you're not crunching your shoulder up by your ear. So think about just softening the right shoulder down away from the ear. Just relax it down as you're pulling it over. Let it go. Left arm, draw it across. Soften your shoulder away from your ear. And let it go. Roll your shoulders forward. And relax. Take a deep breath in. And release it out. Open your arms out into a T, straight out from your shoulders, palms facing forward, and then pull your arms back behind you as far as you can so that you feel a stretch across the chest, the shoulders. You might feel it through the biceps. Take a deep breath here. And then bring your arms together, prayer your hands together in front of your chest. Again, open it up, take it back as far as you can, stretch out the chest, the biceps, the shoulders, draw it together. Try to keep them about shoulder height if you can. One more. Open it up, stretch out the chest, and bring it together. Relax your arms. I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher, so into a V shape rather than a T shape. So bring them out and then bring them up into a big wide V, super wide V. And again, stretch them back. So you are now getting into maybe a little bit deeper muscle in the chest wall. And you're strengthening your upper back at the same time. And bring your palms together in front of your chest. Again, open them up. Wide V, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And bring them back. And one more time, open them up, squeeze them back. Use your upper back muscles. And bring them together and relax. Drop your head to one side. Drop your head forward, chin towards chest. And head to the opposite side. And back up to center. Roll your shoulders back again. And roll them forward. Open your arms into a goalpost shape. As much as is possible for you, try to have the shoulders and the elbows in the same plane and the wrists and the elbows in the same plane, right? So that might be difficult. If your wrists are in front of your elbows, try to draw them back. Take a deep breath, squeeze your elbows and your forearms together all the way to your fingertips, elbows to fingertips, squeeze. Open them up, stretch them wide now, reach back, squeeze your upper back. Bring them together, squeeze together. Strengthen your chest. Open them up, squeeze them back. Bring them together. One more time, open, strengthening the upper back, stretching the chest. Bring them together. You're strengthening the chest now, opening the upper back. Keep your hands together and lift them up a little bit. Try to keep connected from elbows to fingertips. It's a lot of work. And then let it go. Take a deep breath. Whew, I already feel this. Oh my goodness. All right, let's roll our shoulders back again and roll them forward. Okay, turn your head to the right and then imagine resisting back away from that with your left shoulder. So you just, it's a tiny little movement. Just move that left shoulder back slightly. Come back to center. Turn your head to the left and then resist back with your right shoulder. And come back to center. Turn your head to the right again. This time drop your chin down towards your collarbone. And come back up, turn to the left, drop your chin to your collarbone. And come back to center. Place your hands behind your skull so that you're cupping your head. And then without leaning back, just tip your chin up. So you're just extending through the neck without tipping into a back bend. You're just tipping up your chin. And come back to center. Keep your hands where they are. Now sit tall, pull your belly muscles in so that you're supporting your whole torso with the strength of your tummy. Pull your elbows and your shoulders back in space and then tip back into your hands. But draw your belly in and think tailbone down towards the ground so that you're not overly extended in your low back, your lumbar spine. Right, so you're stretching open again at the upper chest area, the shoulders, and come back up, sit tall, pick the back of your skull up towards the ceiling, tip your chin towards the notch between your collarbones. You're not tipping forward in space with your whole spine or your neck, it's just your chin that's tipping down and the back of your neck is getting long and straight. And then release that, take a little break. Once again, interlace your hands behind your head, right at the base of your skull. This time, draw your elbows towards each other so that your wrists or upper arms are skimming by your ears. Then again, make sure that your belly is drawing in and your tailbone is drawing down. Lift up through your elbows. So your head is tipping back into your hands. You're lifting up from the elbow. So it's the sides of the waist now that are lengthening. The backs of the upper arms are lengthening. It's a big stretch for the side muscles, the latissimus dorsi that run along the sides and back body. the triceps along the back of your upper arms. Come back to center, keep your elbows in as they are. This time we're gonna round the spine and tip forward, gently draw forward on the back of the skull. Be gentle, go as far as feels good, don't go too far. Roll back up, release your arms, and take a break. Little pause. Take your right hand to the side of your chair or the leg of your chair. Take your left hand behind your head and tip over to the right. Draw your left elbow up towards the ceiling for a side bend. Keep reaching up. And then maybe you could even spin the rib cage up towards the ceiling a little bit. So it's a little bit of a shining of the breastbone up towards the ceiling. And then come back up. Take your left hand to the chair to support yourself. Right hand to the back of your head, side bend. Reach up with that elbow. And then again, see if you can shine your chest up towards the ceiling. And come back up, release your hands. Turn your knees to the right. And then turn your torso back to the left, so you're facing forward. One hand is outside your knee, the other hand is to the back of the chair. And come back so you're facing the same direction as your knees. Now we're going to go the other way. So turn to the back of the chair. Hold the back of the chair for support. Unwind that. And turn back to center. We're going to turn our knees the opposite direction. Turn your knees to the left. Turn your torso to the right. Turn to face your knees and then towards the back of the chair. And then all the way back to center. Stretch your arms straight out from your shoulders and lift your fingertips towards the ceiling and push your palms out side to side. So you should feel a lot of activity in your forearms, your wrists, and your hands. Push out strongly. Draw your arms together, cross the right arm over the left, and hold your shoulders. And then circle your elbows around. And go the other way. Open your arms out again. This time, fingertips towards the ground. Push your wrists out to the sides. Different action in the forearms. Again, you're going to feel some strengthening, some stretching in the forearms, the wrists, the hands. Cross the left arm over the right. Grab your shoulders and roll out through your elbows. Go the other way. And let it go. Take a deep breath in and out. All right, let's do a little work for the hands. So bring your hands down by your sides, make fists, squeeze them tight, and then open your fingers out as wide as you can. I'm going to turn my hands so you can see it. Spread your fingers out as wide as you can. And then turn your hands forward and back. Just rotate the wrists and the arm bones forward and back with your fingers spread. Come back to a neutral position, make fists. Now open and close your fingers rapidly. All the way open, all the way closed. So fully extend and fully flex into fists. Don't go halfway. Open and close strongly. Make the muscles of the hands and the forearms work. Our forearms get so weak. We don't do anything to strengthen them, right? We don't unless you're somebody who churns butter or makes bread by hand, you're probably not doing a whole heck of a lot for your forearms. I know that mine get very weak, so it's important to try to pay attention to that. Keep going. Okay, relax, let it go. And then we're going to do the same action, but much faster. Again, try to open and close fully rather than sort of halfway open, halfway closed, really lazy. Make as much movement as you can in your hands. I know that's dependent on, arthritis and whatever you have going on in your hands, but do your best. Okay, so bring them down again into a neutral position by your sides, and then open and close quickly. Imagine that you're making flashes of light through your fingertips. Now this is going to really fire up those forearms. Keep going. Mine are already starting to get tired, which tells me I have not been doing this enough. Okay, and let it go. Give it a shake. All right, bring your hands together in a prayer shape. We're just going to roll out the wrists. So fingertips forward, roll over the back of your hands, scoop them in towards you, and down and around. Just keep going, rolling out the wrists. And go the other way. Now interlace your hands, press your palms away from you, arms outstretched. Take a deep breath, lift your arms up overhead and press them up towards the ceiling as best you can. Pull your belly in so you're not jutting your ribs way forward. And then lift your chest up. Pull your arms back. So it's a lot of work for the upper back. Work your upper back. Then press your hands out in front of you, round your shoulders, drop your head, round your spine back behind you towards the chair seat. And lift up. Arms high, shoulders back, heart lifting. Press it out. Again, breathe in, lift it up. And press it out. And then relax, roll up to sit. Pause for a moment. Now I'm going to have you imagine that you are in a gym and you're going to do lat pulls, okay? So you're going to reach up, you're going to grab the bars of the machine, and you're going to pull down. You are pulling heavy weights. You have to imagine and create resistance for yourself, as if someone's pushing against your arm as you pull down, okay? So pull against imaginary weight and bend your elbows all the way down into your sides. Good. Relax. Lift up, grab that bar, and pull hard. Really resist. Resist. Someone's pushing up under your arm so hard that you can barely get them down. And then release. We're going to do one more like that. Reach up, grab that bar, pull even harder. Someone is really forcing up against your upper arms. They're pushing, 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 and you're having, it's like arm wrestling. You're trying to pull them down. Oh, and then let it go. Good. Rest your hands on your lap. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Interlace your hands behind your head. Pull your belly in. Lift your chest. Tip over to the right, but not super far, just a little. Pause. Notice what you have to work to stay here, right? So maybe you feel some work happening along the left side of your waist, left belly area. Come back up. Tip left. Again, not super far, just a little bit. Hover. Feel the working of the side body muscles. And come back up. Again, tip right. Lift up. Tip left. Lift up. Relax your hands. Sit back in the chair for a moment. Just totally relax. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Completely relax. Let go. We've done a lot of work already. One more breath. Okay. Sit up again. I'm going to turn my chair sideways so it's easier for you to see what we're doing next. We've done this before, but I think it's been quite a while since we've done this. So come to sit towards the edge of your chair. Right, so most of your thighs are off the chair. It's just your tushy that's on the chair. Hold the sides of the chair with a good, firm, strong grip, and make sure that your feet are really well planted, okay? And make sure that they're not in close to the chair legs, but have your ankles right underneath your knees. All right, so we're going to push our tushies off the chair by using the strength of our arms, and the feet obviously are there to help you a little bit too, okay? So take a deep breath, push through your hands and lift your tushy off the chair. Tiny little movement, release it down. Okay, again, deep breath, press up, lift your tush and release it down. Couple more times. Press down, lift up and release. One more time, press and lift and release. Okay, now lift up to stand. Turn to face the seat of the chair. Place your palms on the chair seat. Walk your feet back a little bit, and you can definitely have a nice deep bend in your knees here. Okay. Turn your fingers so that they're facing out just on a very slight angle, just very slightly, so that you can draw your elbows back. We're going to do little tricep push-ups. So rather than turning the hands in and letting the elbows wing out to the sides, we're going to try to draw the elbows straight back. So hands turned out a little bit might be helpful. Okay, so lean forward so the weight is in, most of your weight is in your hands and your arms. Right? And if that's painful for your wrists, you can definitely bring the weight back. Okay, so shift forward as far as is possible for you. Bend your elbows a few inches. You're dropping your chest towards the seat. Straighten your arms and shift your weight back. Shift your weight forward. Bend your elbows, chest down. Press up, shift back. Couple more. Lean forward, bend, press, and shift back. One more. Lean forward, bend the elbows straight back towards your torso, press up, lean back. Now, walk your feet back further, straighten your arms, bend your knees, see if you can drop your chest towards your thighs a little bit to stretch out the shoulders. You're in like a modified downward facing dog shape. Now walk your feet in nice and close to the chair, hands on the chair seat, knees bent as much as you need, forward bend. Drop your head towards the seat of the chair. You're forward bending with nice soft knees, bend them as much as you need to. We're relaxing the back body, stretching the spinal muscles. And then press into your palms so you're lengthening up through your spine. Grab either the sides of the chair or the top of the chair and come up to stand tall. Just stand for a moment. Take a breath. Wiggle whatever you need to wiggle. Okay. Come back into a forward bend. So hands to the chair, bend down. Soft knees. Come up halfway again, pressing into your hands, straightening out through your spine. Walk your feet back about a foot or so, maybe a little more. This time, turn your fingertips in to face towards each other on an angle. So like you're making kind of a triangle shape between your index fingers and thumbs. So the hands are facing in, I'm going to show you this way, just slightly on an angle towards each other on the seat of the chair. So your elbows now are going to point out towards the sides. Again, soft knees. We're going to do mini push-ups here with the elbows moving out to the sides. So shift your weight forward, bend your elbows, drop your chest a little bit, straighten the arms, shift your weight back. Shift your weight forward, bend the elbows, straighten the elbows, shift back. Keep going. Forward, bend, straighten, and back. Forward, bend the elbows, straighten, and back. One more. Come forward, lean down. Maybe you press straight up, maybe you hold it for a moment. And then come up if you're down, lean back, hands straight now, fingertips facing straight to the back of the chair. Walk back, we're coming into that modified downward facing dog shape again. So soft knees, stretch out through your shoulders, straighten out through your arms. Maybe your ears come between your upper arms, or you could just imagine them going in that direction, pressing your palms into the chair and reaching your tushy back in space, trying to find this diagonal line from fingertips to tailbone. And then walk back in, soften your knees, and press up to stand. Just stand, breathe, wiggle whatever you need to wiggle, shake it out. Okay, now have a seat. Once again, sitting towards the edge of the chair. You want most of your thighs off the chair. And this time, walk your feet back a little bit, just a little bit. Hands on your thighs. Draw your belly in, so you're really supporting, the front body is pulling in to support your body. Tip forward from the hips. So your spine is still in an extended position. You're just tipping forward in space, right? So you're not rounding and bending your spine forward. Tip forward from the hips. Hold here. And then press back up. So now we're going to lengthen the lever. Tip forward. Lift your hands. See how you feel. If you really feel a lot of work here already in your spine, you might not want to lengthen your lever anymore. If you're all right with this, you could lengthen your lever. This is already quite a bit of work. For my back, I feel it in my back. I even feel it in my thighs. Pushing down to help me stay grounded. Keep breathing. Strengthening the back body muscles. And then sit back up, sit tall. So again, you can stop anywhere along the line. You can keep your hands on your thighs. You can just lift the hands and hover. You can reach your arms out. If you would like, you might try lifting your arms up by your ears. It's a lot. If you're doing this, pull your belly in a lot. Keep breathing. Push through your feet. Your feet can help you here. And then release, sit tall. Relax, take a breath. And let it go. So that did quite a bit to strengthen the back. Now we're going to add a little bit more on to work on some of the upper back muscles. So once again, tip forward from the hips, a little tiny lean. Lift your hands so they're hovering. And squeeze your elbows back, but don't let them wing out to the sides. Squeeze them into your sides and pull them back behind you, okay? Squeeze hard, and then sit tall and release. So you can stay with that action, hovering the hands, squeezing them back, or you can tip forward, reach forward with your hands, and then pull them back. All right, so either hover and pull or reach and pull. And if you're doing this, make sure your belly is really pulled in tight to support you. Reach and pull. One more. Reach and pull. Sit tall, relax. Before we do our last iteration of this, let's take a little counter pose and tuck your tailbone forward towards your knees. So you're rounding your low back, and then allow your shoulders to round forward and your head to drop. Little bit of a flexy forward bendy shape in your spine. And then go ahead and sit back up, sit tall. Tip forward. You know where you can go from here. You can stay here, you can go here, you can go here, or you can go here. Breathe wherever you are, squeeze back, and either reach or hover. Squeeze, hover or reach, squeeze, hover or reach, and squeeze and hold here. Pull the belly in, pull the elbows together, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Sit up and relax. Take a deep breath in and out. Hold your kneecaps with your hands. Keep your arms straight and pull your spine back. You're rounding your spine, holding onto your kneecaps. Pull on your kneecaps to sit up tall. Breathe. And then press away again. And sit tall. Last time, press it away. And sit tall. Make sure that you have lots of space behind you. We're still sitting towards the edge of the chair. Bring your hands around behind you and clasp hands with yourself. So you're holding your own hands, and then roll your shoulders back and draw your hands down toward the seat of the chair for a shoulder stretch. Now, if you have really long arms and your hands are touching down and it's not giving you much of a stretch, you could lift your arms back behind you and pull them down a little further. So I have very long arms, so I have to kind of accommodate for that. And then release. And it is time to sit back in your chairs and begin to soften. So have a seat all the way back in your chair. You might even add a little bit of padding or a cushion or a pillow to the back of the chair so that you can settle in, get comfortable, feet planted well. Just make sure that you're connected with the ground, hands resting on your thighs. Close your eyes and take a breath. Let it out. And then allow your breath to settle into its natural rhythm. Notice what you feel, how you feel. Notice the beating of your heart. You might be more aware of your heartbeat now than you were at the beginning of class. Might be beating a little bit harder with all the work that we just did. Notice if you're holding any tension or gripping anywhere that might not be a necessary holding. Imagine that your shoulders are melting like wax, dripping down away from your earlobes. Lengthen the back of your neck by gently tipping your chin slightly forward and down. Soften the crease between your eyebrows. Soften your jaw muscles and your tongue. Bring your attention back to your breath if it has wandered. Deepen your breath. Begin to draw the breath in deep into your lungs. Fully exhale. And then go ahead and float your eyes open. Draw your back away from the back of the chair, sitting up tall one more time. Connect your palms together in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. And we'll just take a little bow to each other to acknowledge each other. And thank you for your presence today. Namaste. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.